Hello America, today we are here at Wrigley Field to take the tour and our bellies are full. Is your belly full?
Yeah.
Let's kick it. Through the magic of editing, you're not going to have to join us on our hour and 45 or 55-minute trip into the city of Chicago. You're scheduled for a 2 p.m. tour. We're taking the 12:30 tour, and we are in full Chicago Cubs mode, which means AJ is drunk. All right.
When was the last time you were here?
Probably the 70s.
Oh, yeah, it's in 50 years, yeah. It's changed a lot even in the last, 6 years.
You guys still got the troughs in there? Or
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yep. They put, some actual urinals in there, too.
Okay.
But they've got still, got a half a wall of the troughs, yeah.
And then they ice them up during the game in the summer. Did they still put them on?
I think they still do that, yeah. It's a lovely tradition.
Yeah, it is.
That only men, I think above 40.
Yeah. Wow.
So what you guys are sitting in right now, this beautiful place, this is a 109-year-old ballpark. It's the second oldest ballpark left in the majors. Anybody know the oldest one? Fenway. Fenway out in Boston is the oldest. They're built 1912, we're 1914. Third oldest is your Dodger Stadium out in LA. That's 1962 though. So there's a 50-year gap there. So you don't see a lot of ballparks like this. Now, of course, back in 1914, it looked nothing like this. Other landmark, right above your head. Scoreboard operators. They work on 3 levels of scaffolding, moving heavy metal tiles all game. That is probably the hardest job here, mainly because that is an unrenovated metal box from 1937. If you watch games on TV, sometimes on those hot days, they'll zoom the cameras out when a guy sticks his head out of the scoreboard. And our broadcaster will say something like, oh, look at that. He's got the best view in the house. He's watching the game, having a great time. That man is trying to breathe. It can get up to 130 degrees in there on a hot day. Very hot. I will say, though, the guy who runs the scoreboard now, Daryl, he's been doing it for about 25 years. His dad did it before him, and his grandfather did it before him. Wow. So it's a coveted position here. Yeah, it's like a family business. So it's very, very neat.
Are they employees or are they contracted?
They're employees.
Oh, cool.
They're employees. They get their job kind of like I get my job. I knew a guy who was a tour guide. He kind of got me in, But yeah, it's very select crew that gets to work. We're walking through. This is called the Elephant Gate. It's called the Elephant Gate because P.T. Barnum started having circuses here, and we had to build this gate so that his elephants could come in. This also used to be the sidewalk before we renovated. So you see, if you're walking on the sidewalk there, you can kind of see into the ballpark. But back before 2019, you could come right up to this gate and watch Cub games and heckle Andre Dawson or whoever's out in right field. People used to do that. So feel free, guys, to kind of spread out, take some pictures. Awesome. Start coming in May, and they'll be full bloom by end of May. We've had a warm April, so this should be full bloom by mid-May. Out in center field, where it gets really thick towards the bottom, it can be I can stick my whole hand, my whole arm in there. It's really thick stuff. So balls do get stuck in there all the time. And does anybody know if you're playing outfield and a ball gets stuck in the middle of a game? Does anybody know what you're supposed to do? Yeah, you put your hands up. Put your hands up in the air. It's ruled a ground rule double. If you try to find the ball, it's fair, whether you find the ball or not.
You're wasting time.
Exactly, yeah. And so runners can keep running. And one guy Was only pretty much one guy was successful in finding one, a guy named Jim Edmonds. He played center field. He's an 8-time Gold Glover in his day, great fielder. Ball bounced over his head, got stuck in the ivy, and he could not find the ball. He decided he thought he could throw the guy out, so he didn't stick his hands up. He reaches his hand in there, could not find the ball. Runners keep running. He's just looking around. He's shaking the ivy, trying to get something out so it's not a home run, and 2 balls came out. So he didn't know what to do. He takes one ball, throws it to second, another one to home, trying to get somebody out. Now the umpires got their hands up. They can barely manage the game with 1 ball. How are they going to do it with 2? The walls. So they got all this ivy put up in just under 3 days, and it has never been removed from the walls. The original stuff.
Woo-hoo.
2016 season, they built the brand new clubhouse that they have today. It's underground. As I said, this is 3,000 square feet. The Cubs one is now 30,000 square feet. They've got party room, barbershop, soft serve ice cream, all the necessities, you know. In here, they got some cool stuff too. They got the showers right through there. They got 9 shower heads for 26 players. No, sorry, 8 shower heads. We haven't fixed that one yet. No. Babe Ruth got dressed in here. Went out to home plate in Game 3 and hit the called shot. The most famous home run ever hit was here at Wrigley. This is also the green room for every concert that's been here. So that's Sir Paul McCartney, Sir Elton John, Billy Joel, Lady Gaga was here this past summer. Bruce Springsteen, he's coming back. Grateful Dead, countless times, they're coming back this year. Pink's going to be here this year. AC/DC, without AC/DC, we would not have these floors. We came in the day after they partied way too hard, and the floors were destroyed. So we had to put in brand new floors. So that's the only way you get renovations in here. 2 big events, All-Star Game and AC/DC. That's it. So that's like pretty much every National League Hall of Famer you can think of. Just to name a few, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, and the guy that broke down the barrier for all of them, Jackie Robinson. This is the last ballpark standing that Jackie Robinson ever played a game at. So this is the last locker room standing that Jackie was ever in. So that's Vince Lombardi, coached in this room. Tom Landry coached in this room. Jim Brown, as a rookie, was in this room. Johnny Unitas, all the classic great football players were in this room. Another great football player, but he played the other football, soccer. We had a team called the Chicago Sting here in the late 70s. They played in the same league as the New York Cosmos. Anybody know who the greatest Cosmo of all time is?
Pele?
Yes, Pele. Pele, greatest soccer player of all time, played for the Cosmos. So he's been in here. But back then, the Crosstown Classic, Cubs versus White Sox, was an exhibition series in spring training that they had every year. And they thought, well, it'd be fun to call up Michael Jordan for that series. So Michael Jordan got to play here at Wrigley for that series. He sat in those 3 lockers, took up 3 lockers to himself, because there was so much press around him asking him when he was going to stop this and come back to basketball. But he proved them all wrong that day. He went out to our field in his first at-bat, hit a double that bounced off the ivy, really cementing his legacy as the greatest White Sox player ever. So the number of press in here has to be limited. Normally they actually put a lot of the big stars over in that corner so that the press can just kind of come in the back door, stay out of the way of players doing stuff over here, and just talk to the big guys over there. Yeah.
Can I look at that corkboard?
Yeah.
What kind of uniform policy? Can I take a picture of that?
As of like 2019, up until 2019.
Oh. That will be rules.
So right around that corner, they actually have a
Wow, every language. Conduct towards official scores. That's really cool. Social media policies.
Funny, they have all these reminders up there to.
You know what I thought I'd see here would be the labor laws. You know, like the picture we had. Is that on that wall?
It's above ground, so it's not super, we can't really expand.
Like minimum wage, you know, minimum wage. That's what I thought I'd see.
Hang out on the field and in the dugout for the next like 5 or 10 minutes or so. I got no more history to tell you, so take all the pictures you want. Paul and I are happy to take some for you. And if you got any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
the original dugout?
No, they've renovated it. They added the second deck in 2019. They did the same with the visitors dugout too. So it used to just be the lower part.
What are these screens depicting?
Those are in the bullpens. The bullpens are underneath the bleachers now.
Oh.
So you got the Cubs bullpens, the Gallagher door, and then the Sloan door is the visiting bullpen.
Oh. We are in the Cubs dugout. We're in the Cubs dugout. Right now. Is this cool? You having fun? Me too. You know, the next person that sits there is going to be makes about $3 or $4 million a year. I wonder what those are. MLB work replay headsets.
Yeah, what's on? Well, I would
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was wondering, I was like,
That dude Cooper gave you this right out of the dugout, baby.
That's nice.
Right on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you,
What's
Cooper.
it say? Right on.
That's awesome.
When we got to the dugout, he came up to me and goes, "Since you're an alumni, give this to your daughter." Because you know he went to the same training place I did. Let me throw my garbage away.